overcome your temptation. Oh, temptation, temptation, temptation. The word we use and we understand, but we understand it not. We are so far removed from overcoming it. And even the most mature among us believers are prey, or it's prey. Even as saved folks, we are besieged with hunger, with a madness of starvation because we were absent, we were bereft of God in some area of our life. You can tell which area you are bereft. You can tell which area you are absent God because of the cravings, because of the yearnings, because of the lust that besieges your flesh. And so even now, we look for love. We look for God in all the wrong places. Some of us have looked for him in addiction, and we are asking addiction to be our God. Addiction, will you fill me up? Will you satisfy me? Surely I would search to the ends of the earth and dedicate my life to you. Will you be my God? Oh, for some people, it's addiction. It's some form of lust. For someone else, it might be success. It might be money. Oh, money, will you be my God? Will you fill me with every good thing and every precious thing that I might be happy? Sex, will you be my God? Will you love me? Will you hold me in your warm embrace? Will you satisfy me? Will you love me? Oh, come on, somebody. Religion. I would work hard for you that my conscience might be appeased. Religion. Will you make me feel better about myself? Can I find worth in you? Will you be my God? If you search in every area of your life, the cry, the yearning that emanates all flesh is for a broken relationship with God. You see, only God can satisfy. Only God can fulfill. Only God can fill up. Everything else is, in fact, a substitute. Everything else are charlatans. Everything else is a mirage because we're searching for God. It is a place that we are tempted in. It is a place, rather, we are vulnerable to temptation in. Where there's an absence of God, there's a presence of lust. Where there's an absence of God, there is lack, there is want, there is yearning. Oh, so wonder that even those of us that are saved and have fallen into the trap of religion in the name of God, searching for God in religion, feeling that if we can appease our conscience, if we can do the right thing, that we might be worthy of religion's reward. But God says, that's not who you are, because temptation is asking a question. Those of us who are tempted with temptation, temptation is making inquiry of every man, and it's asking you, who are you? To be or not to be, who are you? Oh, listen, child of God. The Bible says that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. According to my faith, so be it unto me. So many of us try to perform Christianity when God is wanting us to understand it's who we are. You see, let me tell you something, child of God. You are not your body. You are a spirit who lives in a body. As long as I think that I am my body, then I will be limiting myself and making myself vulnerable for temptation. See, the real me lives on the inside of this body. You ever seen a person in a casket before? You can tell of a certainty that they're not sleeping. They're not home. The person within left and went off into eternity. And see, what happens is, if I think that I am my body, then every desire that my flesh has, I will believe that it is what I want. And child of God, you are not just of the kingdom, but in the kingdom. You are a spirit and you live in a body. See, your body was meant to be your servant, your slave, your tool to establish the kingdom. Oh, come on now. Your body was meant to be a tool to establish God's will in the earth. But Paul said that in my flesh dwells no good thing. You put any person in the wrong place at the wrong time, and any of us are capable of doing anything. But see, that's if I'm a slave to my body. But you are a spirit. You see, some of you are saying, because my flesh desires addiction, you say, it's what I want, and you can't get around that it's what you want. That your temptation, you can't get around because your flesh desires it. And God is wanting you to understand that you are not your flesh. You are a spirit. You are seated with Christ in heavenly places. You are high up. You are sitting in the throne, sharing the throne with Jesus, the Bible says. You are connected to the realm of the spirit, and you are in fact spiritual. You are the head, not the tail. You are above, not beneath. You are an overcomer. And those feelings are in your flesh. The real you has been renewed after the image of Jesus. And so if you confuse your feelings and you believe them to be your feelings, you'll be fighting yourself. And if you think, I don't know how many folks that I know who are struggling in addiction, and they said in their heart, I'm not going to do this anymore. I've had it. And they strive and they go through programs to overcome their addiction, but in their heart, they believe themselves to be addicts. I don't care how hard they work. I don't care how much effort or prayer and fasting and dedication to overcoming their addiction issue. As long as in their heart they believe themselves to be addicts, then according to your faith, so be it unto you. Some of you are trying to prosper when you don't believe yourself to be prosperous. Some of you are trying to be whole when you believe yourself to be sick. You see, it's according to your faith, so be it unto you. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Our whole world, the Bible says that God created the universe with faith, and we create our world by ours. It's not in what you do, it's in what you be, to be or not to be. You have to make up your mind, child of God, who you are, to be or not to be. Oh, come on now. So many of us are fighting losing battles. The gay person struggling with his sexuality. If he believes himself to be a woman trapped in a man's body, or a man trapped in a woman's body, and then he comes to God and he tries to change. Christianity is not what you perform, it's what you are. Oh, come on. It's what you are. You have to proclaim and declare unto the Lord who you are, because that is temptation's question. That is her great inquiry. Who are you?